Good evening, my friends, family, and everybody that has been lucky enough to find the magnetic soul this evening. My name is Joshua. I bring you some messages that I've been just contemplating and reflecting on throughout my journey. I'm also bringing you some messages from the divine when the divine need to speak, so please feel free to listen and take the messages that resonate with you and leave the messages that don't. But I was actually doing a reflection on a word that is actually very powerful. The word kindness. What does kindness mean to you? Serious question. Oh, does that mean that somebody gave you a compliment? Does that mean that somebody held the door open for you? Or maybe somebody gave some money to a homeless person? Yeah, that's forms of kindness. That's true. But the real forms of kindness come from the heart or are genuine, not just superficial or something that you're looking for a reward. Also, kindness is one of those that is piggybacked off of what love creates. So, for all of those that came from broken homes and then did what they could later on in life to pull themselves out of that because they didn't want that and they wanted better, and they took the time and effort to work on themselves, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. Good job. Keep up the great work and being an inspiration to others to pull themselves out of the broken homes, too. I was a latchkey kid by the time I was 8 years old, and I had to take care of myself. Go to school, come home, and just stay out of trouble. You know, so needless to say, my mom also taught me that one of the key ingredients to life is kindness. No matter how badly somebody treats you, no matter how poorly or how hurtful, including if they cheat on you or disregard you as a human being altogether, send them off with love and kindness. Because if you send them off with anger and animosity, all you're going to do is continue to grow anger and animosity within you. But if you send them off with love and kindness, well, they have nothing negative to come back at you with in karma terms. And instead, you build your karma on the good side where good things will come to you instead. It's a simple law of balance. But it really boils down to the way we treat each other. I bring this up because karma's main purpose is to show us the reflection points of what we need to embrace within ourselves on our journey and a remembrance of who we are as the divinity that we were created as by the Creator Himself, God. We have to remember who we are because of the greatest form of grief that we suffer from. That's the disconnection from Source. Grief is nothing but a sense of loss and disconnect. It's one of the sub-definitions. And we suffer from it every day in our own way. And this is the darkness that we have to embrace. Because of the human range of emotions that we were given, we have thousands of different feelings that we can feel on a regular basis. And this is where we suppress these feelings because we don't fully understand what they are. But one of the things that we have learned to suppress over a long period of time and in this generation is like something that is starting to come back a lot because people are realizing the profundity of it. And that's the word kindness. And being understanding and compassionate with acknowledgement and acceptance for another human being for who they are, not what they have, not what they do, or not where they live or any of that superficial stuff. Kindness is one of those that if people were to teach their children to be kind, there would be less bullying in the schools. But kindness stems at home. It starts at home. And how many of us have actually been taught kindness from a very early age? A lot of us were taught certain ways of kindness and certain things. Some of us were not taught kindness. Some of us had to learn it on our own because we wanted to feel something that we never had ourselves. It's really one of those things when you start looking at what kindness really is. It's an act of love and generosity. But the thing that you could be the most generous with, and it doesn't require any money, people, it's your time, it's your energy, it's your effort to someone else. This is the problem in a lot of relationships nowadays, is that, especially intimate relationships, is that one person either stops giving someone else their time, and the other person starts trying to give the other person more time, and it just doesn't work, and then all of a sudden they feel that wasted time. Sense of grief comes in, loss and disconnect. Because we form attachments, we form bonds, we form connections. This is just the way it is. It's part of the human experience. But in reality, when you love somebody with kindness and you actually have love in your heart that is unconditional for every human being, needless to say, when you have a situation with your intimate partner and if they choose another life path that doesn't walk with yours, you send them off with that love, that kindness, and you thank them and you say that you are grateful and appreciative of the experience of the time that they gave you. Time is the most precious commodity that we have, people, and we can't get it back. And we can recharge our energy on a regular basis because we're nothing more than a system of batteries. So at that point, energy is everywhere, it's infinite, and it's at your disposal and at your fingertips. But the point of it being is that the time that we have here is short. It's supposed to be enjoyed, and the end destination of where we have to go is returning to Source anyways. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it, and the Source that we return to is a reflection of the imagination that we have as people and children in our own hearts. So when it really comes down to it, kindness is where you're talking to your inner child in your heart and you're asking him to come out and show this individual some real love. That's what it's all about. It's about being your authentic self, being that innocent child. Because when children are innocent, they don't know no better, and they're kind to everyone. You can go up to a 5-year-old and sit down with them, give them an ice cream cone, and they'll sit there and listen to your problems for hours. Why? Because they have unconditional love and they've mastered it. But we lose it after the age of 7 when we gain the age of reason. And the ability to choose for ourselves what we want to hold on to and what we don't. So how many times is it that we reflect upon the events and the experiences of us growing up and we lose the kindness along the way? Because we go to schools that are very bad for our personalities, our spiritual growth, our emotional stability, our mentality, and our understanding of what life is, because we're bullied, we're torn down, we're called stupid, we're told we'll never be amounting to anything, and all of this crap, right? We have all this negative influence that comes from these schools, and then the stuff that they teach us is irrelevant for our development anyways. It's to keep us controlled and manipulated. So at that point in time, you're sitting there dealing with all that adversity and whatnot. Where do you think the kindness goes? It kind of diminishes. But it's something that will always remain within your soul, no matter what happens. And you have that capability to choose, to bring it out if you want. I promise you this much: if you bring out the kindness in your heart and you share it with people every day, and you share your loving smile and you share your energy freely, it opens up a lot of the energy blocks that we face. And it will set you free as a human being. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate feeling is happiness. And that starts within you. But once you've got it within you and you start sharing it with others, you have the capability of lighting up rooms. People will come to you for your guidance because they will want to know what steps you took to get to where you are. Never forget you are a magnificent, wonderful human being, and everybody deserves love, kindness, understanding, acceptance, acknowledgement, affection, intimacy, romance. We all deserve every bit of it. We are all human beings. We all have the same feelings and emotions, and we all deserve to be cared for by another human being. So share the love. Share the wealth of the abundance in your heart and the kindness that you can bring to the world by sharing your time and energy with the people that you care with the most. I promise you it will have a profound impact on your life. But kindness is not something that's superficial. It comes from the heart. JP, the Magnetic Soul, signing off. Much love, many blessings, and prosperity to you all.